turn this off. Okay, let's go. Okay, so while on this road, this crack in the middle of the street is considered a divider. Hazard on the right. Landscaping vehicle. I'm going to put my left signal on to move over, put my right signal on to move back into my lane. Remember that any time that you're going to cross the divider in the center of the road, that you have to put your left signal on and you have to describe what the hazard is. Also, in commercial and residential areas, the speed limit is 30. So you want to make sure that you're trying to do at least 30. Okay, we have a tow truck that's sticking out a little bit. Hazard on the right, tow truck. I'm going to put my left signal on to move over. Put my right signal on to go back in my lane. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Another hazard, a man sticking out on the road. I'm going to put my left signal on to move over. Put my right signal on to go back inside my lane. Anytime you're stopped at a red light, you want to try to center yourself in the white line. So that way no cars can squeeze in on your left or on your right to try to pass you. You also want to see the white line in your crossover mirrors, just like you see them in the crossover mirrors. A little space in between, just like that. So we're going to make a left turn onto Mill Road. We're going to merge into the left lane, and then we'll immediately look for clearance and move back into the right lane. When the light turns green, I'm going to scan my mirrors to make sure it's safe to move. Then I'm going to check my tail for clearance. Then I'm going to make my turn. Scanning my mirrors. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. I always drive on the right. Checking for clearance. I have clearance. Anytime you're in the area in Long Island where there's no posted speed limit, the speed limit will be 30. Okay. Anytime you're coming to a stop, you want to come to a nice, soft, gradual stop until you can see the white line in your crossover mirrors. Anytime you're stopped at a red light. So again, when the red light turns green, I'm going to scan my mirrors to make sure it's safe to move the bus. I'm also going to scan the intersections. Scanning my mirrors. Scanning intersection. Okay, we're going to bear left onto South Main Street. Because the lanes here are tight, we're going to slow down. We're going to try to keep ourselves inside the lane. You can use your crossover mirrors to tell if you're inside the white lines. We're going to merge into the right lane. Speed limit is 30. At this point, we're going to move into the left lane when it's safe. Checking for clearance, waiting for clearance, waiting for clearance, waiting for clearance, waiting for clearance. I have clearance. Okay, we're going to make a right turn onto Atlantic Avenue. Whenever there's two turning lanes, you're always going to stay in the outer turning lane. So since we're making a right and there's two turning lanes, we're going to be in the left turning lane. So we're going to slow down. We're going to check our tail for clearance. We're going to inch our way forward, creating space for us. We're going to look one more time for our tail, and then we're going to finish making our turns. We're going to use our left crossover mirror for the yellow line, bottom right for the white line. I always drive on the right, checking for clearance, waiting for clearance. I have clearance. Whenever you're looking for hazards, you want to look way ahead to see them ahead of time. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Speed limit is 35. Anytime that you call out the speed limit, you want to make sure, check your speedometer, make sure you're going around that speed. Unless if there's a hazard that's preventing you from going that speed. Scanning intersection. Speed limit 35. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Hazard on the left, pedestrian. So again, we're going to come to a nice, soft, gradual stop until we can see the white line in our crossover mirrors. When the light turns green, we're going to scan our mirrors to make sure it's safe to move the bus. Then we're going to scan the intersection. And as we saw before, the speed limit is 35. Scanning my mirrors. Scanning intersection. You want to try to get to the speed limit as quickly as you can. You don't need to floor it, but you do need to give gas and get there right away. Speed limit is 35. Scanning intersection. Hazard up ahead. I saw pedestrians entering their vehicle. Speed limit is 35. Hazard on the right. Car with its brake lights on. I'm going to proceed with caution. When you're proceeding with caution, you're going to slow down. Then when it's safe, you'll speed up. Scanning intersection. So we're passing the 7-Eleven. This is a landmark. The speed limit is going to drop to 30. Hazard on the right. Pedestrian. There's a downhill slope here, so it's easy for the bus to pick up speed. You want to make sure that you're maintaining the speed limit of 30. Scanning my mirrors. Hazard in front of me, car turning in my lane. Okay, we're going to make a right. Hazard in front of me, car moving into my lane. We're going to make a right turn onto Milburn. We're going to put our right signal on. We're going to slow down. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Right crossover mirror for the yellow line. Bottom right for the white line. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Alright, one stop at a stop sign. I cross over mission, I'll pass the stop sign. I look left, I look right. I count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. Scanning intersection. Speed limit is 30. Hazard on the left, car with its turning signal on. Speed limit is 30. Hazard on the left, pedestrian. Okay, hazard in front of me, car with its brake lights on, making a turn. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Scanning intersections. Speed limit is 20 up ahead, school zone. Gonna start slowing down. Speed limit is 20, school zone. While you're in the school zone, do not drive above 20 miles per hour. Maintain the speed limit. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. My crossover mirror should not pass a stop sign. I look left, I look right. I count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. Speed limit is 20, school zone. Usually at every single school, they'll tell you when the speed limit ends for the school zone. End of school speed limit. You'll have to say that. At the light, we're going to make a right turn onto Merrick Road, and then we're going to move into the left lane. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Checking for clearance. I have clearance. We're going to make a left turn onto South Brookside Street. This is the only turn where you're going to turn to be in the right lane. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Speed limit is 20, school zone. At the stop sign, we're going to simulate the railroad crossing. At 200 feet, I'll put my hazard lights on. I'm going to stop 15 to 50 feet from the railroad crossing. So you'll just stop how you normally stop at a stop sign. I will secure my bus. I will turn off all noises. I'll also make sure my amber warning light is off. I will open my window. I'll open my door. I'm gonna look left. I'm gonna look right. I don't hear any trains coming. I'm gonna close my window. I'm gonna close my door. I bus and drive, pushing the parking brake. Look for clearance in front of me. Then I'll accelerate over the tracks. 15 feet after passing the railroad tracks, right at this pole, I'll turn off my hazard lights. Speed limit is 20. We're still in the school zone. My crossover mirror should not pass the stop sign. I look left, I look right. I count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. Speed limit is still 20 until we reach that sign where the speed limit will change to 30. Speed limit is now 30. We're going to bear right onto Sunrise Highway. When stopped behind a vehicle, I should be able to see their rear tires and leave about a car space in between. When we're bearing right, there's going to be 2 stop signs. We're going to have to stop for both stop signs. Scanning my mirrors, checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. My crossover mirror should not pass the stop sign. I look left, I look right. I count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. I will stop for the second stop sign. My crossover mirror should not pass the stop sign. I look left, I look right. I count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. Waiting for clearance, checking for clearance. I have clearance. Okay, up ahead we see speed limit is 40. Now we're going to move into the middle lane. Checking for clearance. I have clearance. While you're driving, you can use your crossover mirrors to make sure that you're staying inside your lane. So we're going to start slowing down to come to a nice, soft, gradual stop ahead of time. And then we'll stop once we see the white line in our crossover mirrors. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. So while you're driving on main roads like this, you have to call out hazards on both the left side and the right side. Scanning my mirrors. Scanning intersection. Speed limit is 40. So you're going to try to get to 40 as soon as you can. Hazard in front of me. Car moving into my lane. Scanning intersection. Hazard in front of me. Cars moving into my lane. So we're coming up to the next 7-Eleven. The speed limit is going to drop from 40 to 30. Speed limit 30. Hazard on the right. Pedestrians. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Hazard in front of me, car moving into my lane. Hazard on the left, pedestrians. Hazard on the right, pedestrians. Hazard on the left, pedestrians. Hazard on the right, pedestrians. There's another dip over here, so the bus likes to pick up speed. Make sure you're maintaining the speed limit of 30. Hazard in front of me, car moving into my lane. Scanning intersection. Scanning intersection. Speed limit is 40. Overpass up ahead is 12.3. My bus is 10.2. I have clearance. Speed limit is 40. Overpass is 12.3. My bus is 10.2. I have clearance. Now, when it's safe, we're going to move to the left lane. Checking for clearance. I have clearance. Speed limit is 40. So all the way from back here, we're going to start braking and slowing down. We're going to come to a nice, soft, gradual stop. When stopped behind a vehicle, I should be able to see their rear tires and leave about a car space in between. So again, when the light turns green, I'm going to scan my mirrors. I'm going to scan the intersection. And we know the speed limit is 40, so we're going to try to get to 40 as soon as we can. Unless there's something preventing us from doing that. Scanning my mirrors. Scanning intersection. Hazard on the right, pedestrians. Hazard in front of me, car moving into my lane. Speed limit is 40. turn onto Hewlett Avenue. We're going to trace the yellow line, but we're not going to touch it to enter the lane. Now we're going to stop in the intersection where we can still see the green light, and we're going to wait for clearance to make our turn. To our left, overpass is 14, my bus is 10-2, I have clearance. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Overpass is 14 feet. My bus is 10-2. I have clearance. In commercial and residential areas in Long Island, the speed limit is 30. Speed limit up ahead is 15. School zone. I'm going to start slowing down. Speed limit is 15. I'm going to make sure I'm going 15. We're going to make a right turn onto Smith Street. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. I'm going to use our left crossover mirror for the car, bottom right for the curb. We're going to do a stop and start at the end of the block. I'm going to put my right signal on to pull over. I'm going to park parallel with the curb. I'm going to make sure I'm not blocking any driveways or any fire hydrants. I'm going to turn off my right signal, put my hazard lights on. I'm going to secure my bus. I'm going to turn the bus off and take the key with me. You're just going to say this, you're not going to actually do it. I'll go to check the problem. If the problem will take more than 10 minutes, I'll come back in the bus. I'll take my 3 reflective triangles. I'll put 1 in the front, 2 in the back. Then I'll come back in the bus, take my CB radio, and I'll call my dispatcher and tell them my location and my problem. If, when I go to check, there's no problem, I'll come back in the bus, I'll do a safe start, I'll turn off my hazard lights, put my left signal on, put my bus in drive, push in the parking brake, I'm going to look left, I'm going to look right, when I have clearance, I will go. Speed limit is 30, hazard on the right, pedestrian, hazard also on the right, car parked. Put my left signal on to move over. I'm waiting for clearance. I have clearance. I'll put my right signal on to move back into my lane. Speed limit up ahead is 20, school zone. So we're going to start slowing down from over here. You want to make sure you're going under 20 because there's a speed camera. You don't want that number to go above 20. Speed limit is 20, school zone. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Okay, now that we've cleared the speed camera, now we can go around 20. Crossover mirror should not pass the stop sign. I'm going to look left, I'm going to look right, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. When I have clearance, I will go. Speed limit is 20, school zone. Hazard on the right, cars parked. I'm going to put my left signal on to move over, put my right signal on to go back in my lane. End of school speed limit. Speed limit is now 30. Speed limit is 30. At the light, we're going to make a right turn onto New Bridge. signal on. And again, we're going to center ourselves in the middle of the white line, so no cars try to pass us on either side. Checking my tail for clearance. Add clearance. So left crossover mirror for the yellow line, and then right bottom side view mirror for the curve. Overpass is 14 feet. My bus is 10-2, I have clearance. We're going to make a right turn onto Sunrise Highway. And we're going to stop once we see the white line in our crossover mirrors. When the light turns green, we're going to scan our mirrors. We're going to check our tail for clearance. If there's a line of cars to the left of you, you're going to swing your tail in between the two cars, meaning that once a car passes, you'll swing your tail right behind it, in between the two cars. So that might be a bit of an advanced technique, but something for you to keep in mind for the future. After we make this turn, the speed limit is going to be 50 miles per hour. You have to try to get to 50, which means pedal to the metal and keep your bus inside your lane. Use your crossover mirrors to make sure that you're staying inside your lane. Scanning my mirrors, checking my tail for clearance, waiting for clearance, add clearance. Speed limit is 50, so foot all the way down on the gas. Speed limit is 50. Speed limit is 45 up ahead. Slowing down for the red light. And again, come to a nice, soft, gradual stop until you can see the white line in your crossover mirrors. Scanning my mirrors. When it's safe, we're going to move to the middle lane. Check out the clearance. Add clearance. Speed limit is 45. Pass it in front of me while I'm moving into my lane. When it's safe, we're going to move to the left lane. Check out the clearance. Waiting for clearance. Waiting for clearance. Add clearance. Speed limit is 45. Speed limit is 45. We're going to make a left turn onto Babylon Turnpike. We're going to start slowing down and we're going to trace the yellow line, but we're not going to touch it. This arrow over here only lasts for 5 seconds. They usually last for only 5 seconds. So if you come into this turning lane and the arrow's already green, don't try to beat the lights. Better for you to wait out the red light. Better to be safe than sorry. Scanning my mirrors. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Hazard on the left, pedestrian. Speed limit is 30. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Scanning intersection. Now, the red light up ahead. You want to try to get to that light while it's still red. Speed limit is 30, so that way you have a full light in order to make this irregular turn. We're going to make a right turn onto Merrick Road. So again, I'm going to center myself so that way there's no space for any cars to squeeze in on the left or right of me. We're going to stop here in front of this box. You don't want to block the box because then you'll be blocking the driveway. If a cop sees you, they can pull you over and give you a ticket. So even if there's no cars up ahead, the bus is very long, it'll still be blocking the driveway. So this turn on Merrick Road is an irregular turn, and it's an irregular turn because it is not a straight T. Scanning my mirrors, checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. In commercial and residential areas in Long Island, the speed limit is 30. Hazard on the right, pedestrian. Hazard in front of me, car moving into my lane. When it's safe, I'm going to move to the left lane, checking for clearance. I have clearance. Hazards on my right, pedestrians. At the second light, we're going to make a left turn onto Albany. Hazard on the right, pedestrians. We're going to put our left signal on. We're going to move over. We're going to trace the yellow line, but we're not going to touch it. So again, at the light, you want to come to a nice, soft, gradual stop, and you want to stop once the white line is in the crossover mirrors. When the light turns green, we're going to scan our mirrors to make sure it's safe. We're going to move into the left lane. It's important here to watch your bottom left side view mirror, scanning my mirrors, because cars like to go on the shoulder to try to pass you. When stopped behind a vehicle, I should be able to see their rear tires and leave a car space in between. When the light turns green, we're going to scan our mirrors, we're going to check our tail for clearance, and we're going to make our turn. Scanning my mirrors. Checking my tail for clearance. I have clearance. Now we're going to stop once our left crossover mirror is parallel with the signs on the middle divider. We're going to wait for either clearance or for the arrow on the right to turn yellow. And we're going to start checking for clearance for our tail. Checking for clearance for my tail. I have clearance. Hazard on the right, car parked. Put my left signal on to move over. Put my right signal on to go back into my lane. In commercial and residential areas of Long Island, the speed limit is 30. Hazard on the right, car parked. I'm going to put my left signal on to move over. Put my right signal on to go back in my lane. Okay, around here, you're going to start doing unloading at 200 feet. I'm going to put my amber warning lights on. You're going to be told that you're going to make a right turn into the yard. So you'd make a right turn here into the yard. But we're not going to do that because it's packed. We're going to keep going forward. And we'll do our unloading right over here. Okay, so we'll stop 10 feet from the stop, 18 inches from the curb. We're going to secure our bus. Then we'll speak to our students. We'll tell them this means stop, this means go. If I beep my horn, you have to go back to the sidewalk. I'm also going to tell my students when you exit the bus, you're going to stand 15 feet in front of the bus and maintain eye contact with me. I'm going to check to make sure traffic is slowing down. Then I'm going to open my door. As the students exit, I'm going to tell them to watch their step, hold on to the handrail, and I'm going to count them. When they're standing 15 feet away, keeping eye contact with me, I'm going to check to make sure all traffic has come to a complete stop. When it's safe, I will give them the go sign to cross the street. After they cross safely, I'm going to check all my danger zones, which means all my mirrors, to make sure no students are coming back to the bus in case they left something behind. When it's safe, I will close the door. Then I'll put my left signal on, put my bus in drive, pushing the parking brake. I'm going to look left, I'm going to look right. When I have clearance, I will go. So you'll pretend like you're going to leave, then you'll stop, turn off your left signal, secure your bus, and then you'll tell the inspector at every last stop, I will check my bus for any sleeping students or any items that they leave behind. You'll say, I have finished my unloading. I'm waiting for more instructions. And that is all.